I've closed billion-dollar deals without breaking a sweat. I've stared down hostile boardrooms and hostile takeovers. But nothing, absolutely nothing. Prepare me for the moment Sadie Mitchell walked into that backyard and destroyed every careful plan I'd ever made. If you love forbidden romance, impossible choices, and billionaires who fall hard, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. And turn on notifications, because this story is about to get intense. The Weber grill smoke mixed with cut grass and expensive cologne. Marcus's backyard was full of people I half knew, colleagues, their families, the usual corporate crowd trying to pretend we weren't always thinking about work. I shouldn't have even been there. As CEO of Hartwell Industries, I had better things to do on a Saturday than eat overcooked burgers and make small talk. But Marcus Chun was more than my VP of operations. He was my friend, one of the few genuine ones I had left after clawing my way to the top. So I showed up, wore jeans instead of a suit, tried to look human. David. Marcus waved me over, beer in hand, that easy smile he wore like armor. Glad you made it. Come on, I'll introduce you around. I followed him through clusters of guests, shaking hands, forgetting names immediately. My mind was already on Monday's acquisition meeting. Then I saw her. She stood near the fence, holding a glass of wine, listening to someone's story with this smile that was half there, like she was present but also 1,000 miles away. Auburn hair caught the late afternoon sun. She wore a simple sundress, nothing flashy, nothing trying too hard. But something about her pulled my attention like gravity. She laughed at whatever the other person said, and the sound hit me straight in the chest. That's my baby sister, Marcus said, following my gaze. His voice changed, got protective. Sadie. She just moved back to town. I should have looked away then. Should have said something neutral and walked in the opposite direction. Instead, I watched her tuck hair behind her ear, and something in my chest shifted. Come on, I'll introduce you. Marcus started walking before I could object. We crossed the lawn. Each step felt like a choice I was making, even though I told myself it was just being polite. Sadie, this is David Hartwell, my boss and friend. David, my sister Sadie. She turned and her eyes met mine. Green, the color of deep water. Hi. Her voice was softer than I expected. She extended her hand. I took it. Her palm was warm. Fingers delicate, but her grip firm. The handshake lasted exactly 1 second too long. Nice to meet you, I said, and meant it more than any pleasantry I had uttered in years. You too. Marcus has mentioned you. She smiled, releasing my hand, usually when he's complaining about work. Only good things, Marcus said quickly, then laughed. Mostly. We talked for maybe 5 minutes. Surface stuff. She just finished grad school, was job hunting, liked the city better than she remembered. I told her bland things about the company, asked polite questions. But underneath the words, something else was happening. The way she held eye contact a beat longer than necessary. The way I found myself leaning slightly toward her, pulled by some invisible thread. The way the whole crowded backyard seemed to fade into background noise. I should grab another drink, she said eventually, glancing at her empty wine glass. I'll walk with you, I offered before thinking. Marcus's phone rang. He glanced at the screen, frowned. I need to take this. Vendors are having some issue. You two go ahead. He walked off, already talking before the phone reached his ear. Sadie and I headed toward the coolers on the deck. The crowd had thinned on this side of the yard. So, she said, Billionaire, so that must be intense. I laughed to spite myself. Marcus told you that? He's proud of you, even when he's complaining. She grabbed a beer from the ice, twisted the cap off, says you're the best boss he's ever had. Also the most demanding. Both can be true. I bet. She took a sip, studying me over the bottle. You don't seem like the billionaire type, though. There's a type, you know, arrogant, flashy, talking about their yacht. I don't have a yacht. See? already breaking the stereotype. She smiled, and something in my chest tightened. We stood there, pretending to watch the party, actually just aware of each other. The space between us felt electric. "Can I ask you something?" Sadie said quietly. "Sure. Why did you really come today?" "Marcus said you usually skip these things." "Smart. Direct. I like that. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I needed to remember what normal looks like." She turned to face me fully. "And does this look normal?" "No," I admitted. "It looks better." The words hung in the air. Too honest. Too much. Her breath caught slightly. Her pupils dilated. I should have walked away. Instead, I said, "Tell me something real about you. Not the grad school stuff. Something true." She considered this, biting her lower lip. "I'm terrified I moved back here for nothing. That I don't know what I actually want. That's the most relatable thing I've heard in years." "Really? The billionaire CEO doesn't have it all figured out. Especially the billionaire CEO." She laughed, and God, that sound. "David." Marcus's voice cut through the moment. He jogged over, looking stressed. "I'm sorry. There's a situation at the plant. I need to head over there." "On a Saturday?" "Equipment failure. Could shut down the whole line." He ran a hand through his hair. "I'm really sorry to bail on my own party." "Go," I said. "I'll help wrap things up here if needed." "You're the best." Marcus clapped my shoulder, then turned to his sister. "Sadie, can you?" "I've got it," she said. "Go fix whatever's broken." Marcus left at a near run. The party started breaking up naturally. People had noticed the host leaving. Sadie and I found ourselves cleaning up together, collecting abandoned plates and cups. We fell into an easy rhythm, not talking much, just moving around each other like we'd done this 100 times before. "You don't have to help," she said, tying up a garbage bag. "You're the guest." "So are you, technically?" "Yeah, but he's my brother. You're his boss." "And his friend." I reminded her. "Friends help clean up." She smiled at that, softer this time. The sun was setting, painting everything gold and amber. Most of the guests had left. We stood on the deck, the detritus of the party around us. "I should go," I said, even though I didn't want to. "Yeah." She wrapped her arms around herself, though it wasn't cold. "It was nice meeting you, David." "You too, Sadie." I turned to leave, made it 3 steps. "David." I looked back. She opened her mouth, closed it, shook her head. "Never mind. Drive safe." I wanted to ask what she'd almost said. Wanted to walk back up those steps and find out what would happen if I stopped pretending this was nothing. But Marcus's voice echoed in my head from earlier. That's my baby sister. The protective tone. The careful way he'd watch me look at her. I got in my car and drove home, white-knuckling the steering wheel the whole way. Monday morning, I got to the office at 6:30. Marcus was already at his desk. "Hey," I said, stopping by his door with coffee. "Everything gets sorted Saturday?" "Yeah, finally." He rubbed his eyes. "Sorry I bailed on my own party." "It happens. Everything else go okay after?" "Sadie said you helped clean up. Thanks for that." "No problem." Silence stretched. Marcus looked at me, something calculating in his expression. "David," he said carefully, "I need to say something. And this is weird, but it needs to be said." My stomach dropped. Sadie's off limits. I kept my face neutral. "Marcus." I saw how you looked at her. His voice wasn't angry, just firm. "Absolute. And I know you. You're my friend. You're a good man. But she's my baby sister. She just got out of a bad relationship. She's vulnerable right now. And I can't have," he stopped, chose his words. "I can't have her become another complication in your life. You know how you are with relationships." That stung, mostly because it was true. I'd dated plenty. Nothing ever stuck. I didn't have time for it. Didn't have capacity to prioritize it. "I understand." I said. Do you? Because, David, I mean it. This is the line. She's the line. I hear you, Marcus. Crystal clear. He nodded, tension easing from his shoulders. Good. Okay. I needed to say it. I left his office, went to mine, closed the door, sat at my desk, and stared at the city spreading out below. Off limits. Fine. Perfect. I had a company to run. Deals to close. No time for complications anyway. I forget about Sadie Mitchell's green eyes and that laugh, and the way she looked at me like she could see past all my carefully constructed walls. I'd forget her. Except Monday afternoon, she texted me. Unknown number. Hi, it's Sadie. Got your number from Marcus's phone. Don't tell him. I found your watch in the yard. I think it fell off when you were moving chairs. My Patek Philippe. I hadn't even noticed it was missing. Me, thanks. I'll have someone pick it up. Sadie, or you could come get it yourself. I make better coffee than any assistant. I stared at the message. The smart play was clear. Send someone. Keep distance. Respect Marcus's boundary. Me, what's your address? What am I doing? Marcus's words echo in my head as I drive across town that evening. She's off limits. This is a line. But when I pull up to Sadie's apartment and see her waiting on the steps, my watch dangling from her fingers and that same devastating smile on her face, I know I'm already in too deep. Some lines, I'm realizing, are impossibly hard not to cross. Her apartment was a third-floor walk-up in a trendy neighborhood. Small, but the kind of small that felt intentional, curated. Books everywhere. Plants on every surface. Art that actually meant something instead of just filling space. Coffee. Sadie asked, already moving toward the kitchen. Sure. I shouldn't have come. Should have sent my assistant. Should have let it go. Should have done 1,000 things that weren't standing in Sadie Mitchell's apartment watching her make coffee. Your watch. She handed me the Patek. I found it this morning in the grass. Figured it was expensive. It was my father's. I turn it over my hands. Thank you. You must have really been wrestling with those chairs. She smiled, pouring coffee into mismatched mugs. Sugar? Cream? Black? Of course you are. She handed me the mug, our fingers brushing. That electricity again. Immediate and undeniable. What's that supposed to mean? I asked, just that you're the type who takes everything straight. No compromise. You got all that from a barbecue? I'm perceptive. She leaned against the counter, studying me over her coffee. It's why I'm good at reading people. Why I'm terrible at hiding what I'm thinking. And what are you thinking right now? That you shouldn't be here. That Marcus would lose his mind if he knew. And that I don't care. The honesty knocked the air from my lungs. Sadie, I know. He talked to you, didn't I? Told you I'm off limits. He's protective. He treats me like I'm still 18. She set her mug down. I'm 28, David. I've lived in 3 countries. I have a master's degree. I can make my own decisions. He's worried about you. The recent relationship was 2 years ago, she interrupted. And yes, it ended badly. But I'm not broken. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting from big bad billionaires. I never said you were. Then why are you looking at me like I'm something you can't have? Because you are, I thought. Because your brother's my friend. And he drew a line. And I spent my whole life respecting boundaries and building empires on discipline. This is complicated. I said instead, life is complicated. She moved closer. Doesn't mean it's not worth it. We stood there, 2 feet apart, the air between us charged with everything we weren't saying. My phone buzzed. Marcus calling. Reality check. I should go. I said, not moving. Yeah. She didn't step back either. You probably should. I made myself walk to the door. Made myself turn the handle. David. I looked back. This isn't nothing, she said quietly. Whatever this is. It's not nothing. I know. I left before I could do something stupid. Like agree. Like stay. Like kiss her the way I'd been thinking about since Saturday. The next 3 weeks were torture. Sadie started showing up at company events. Not in a stalker way. She was legitimately job hunting, networking, and Marcus brought her to things. Industry mixers. Charity galas. A product launch party. She'd catch my eye across crowded rooms. Smile like we shared a secret. We started texting. Small things at first. She'd send me articles she thought I'd find interesting. I'd respond with commentary. We'd fall into conversations that lasted hours. Sadie, do you ever sleep? Me. Overrated. Sadie, so is breathing, but you still do it. Me. Are you worried about me? Sadie, someone should be. Late nights, I'd find myself typing messages I couldn't send. Deleting paragraphs that were too honest. At a charity gala 2 weeks after barbecue, I found her on the balcony, escaping the crowd. Hiding. I asked. She turned, smile immediate. These things are exhausting. Everyone's so fake. I was going to say performative, but yeah. I joined her at the railing. The city glittered below us. Thousands of lives playing out in those lit windows. You look beautiful tonight, I said, the words escaping before I could stop them. She wore emerald green silk that matched her eyes. Simple, elegant, devastating. You clean up pretty well yourself. She glanced at my tuxedo, then away. This is dangerous, you know? What is? Us. Alone. Talking like this. We're just talking. Are we? She turned to face me fully. Because it feels like more than talking. It did. God, it did. Sadie, your brother, isn't here right now. She stepped closer. Nobody's here right now. That doesn't make this okay. And if I don't care about okay, if I just care about what I want. What do you want? She looked up at me, and the rawness in her expression nearly undid me. I want to know if I'm imagining this. If you feel it too. You're not imagining it. Then why are we standing here pretending we don't? Because I respect your brother. Because I don't do relationships. Because I'd ruin this, ruin you, ruin everything. Because I'm terrified of what happens if I reach for what I want. One kiss, she whispered. Just so we know. Sadie, just one. Then we can go back pretending. I should have said no. Should have walked away. Should have remembered every reason this was a terrible idea. Instead, I cupped her face in my hands and kissed her. The world stopped. She tasted like champagne and possibility. Her hands fisted in my shirt, pulling me closer. The kiss was soft and desperate and perfect and completely insufficient. When we broke apart, both breathing hard, reality crashed back. David, she breathed. That shouldn't have happened. But it did. She touched her lips, eyes wide. It did. Mr. Hartwell? My assistant appeared at the balcony door. You're needed inside. The ambassador is asking for you. Saved by duty. I stepped back from Sadie, straightening my jacket, putting distance between us. We can't do this again, I said. Don't. Her voice cracked. Don't kiss me like that and then tell me it meant nothing. I didn't say it meant nothing. I said we can't do this. Those aren't the same thing. Sadie, go. She turned away. They need you. I went, left her on that balcony, spent the rest of the night smiling and shaking hands and pretending I could still feel anything except her lips on mine. The next morning, Marcus stopped by my office. Hey, you got a minute? Sure. I gestured to the chair across from my desk. He sat, looking uncomfortable. I wanted to thank you for... Sadie mentioned she ran into you at the gala last night, said you were kind to her, helped her feel less out of place. He smiled, genuine. I know these events aren't your favorite thing, but it means a lot that you looked out for her. Guilt, hot and sharp, twisted in my gut. Of course, I managed. She's really trying, you know? Finding her place here. It's been hard for her. He paused. I'm glad you two are friendly. Just, friendly. The emphasis was clear. Marcus, I trust you, David. That's why I can say this stuff. I trust you to do the right thing. After he left, I sat at my desk for 20 minutes, staring at nothing. The right thing. My phone buzzed. Sadie, I can't stop thinking about last night. Me? Sadie, we need to stop this. Sadie, I know we should, but I can't. Me? Your brother was just in my office, thanking me for being friendly to you. Sadie, so we lie better. Or we tell him. Me? Tell him what? That I kissed you? That I can't stop thinking about you? That would destroy him. Sadie, and lying to him is better? I didn't have an answer to that. A week later, she showed up at my office after hours. The building was mostly empty. I was reviewing contracts, tie loosened, fifth coffee of the day going cold. My assistant had left. Sadie walked right in. You can't be here, I said, standing. I brought dinner. She held up takeout bags. You never eat. Someone needs to make sure you don't starve. Sadie, just dinner, David, as friends. That's allowed, isn't it? It wasn't. Not really. Not with the way we looked at each other. But I was tired of fighting it. Tired of pretending I didn't want exactly this. Her, in my space, making it feel less empty. Ty okay? She asked, already unpacking containers on my conference table. We ate, talked about everything except what we were doing. She told me about job interviews. I told her about a deal that was falling apart. Normal conversation. Almost convincing. Why did you really come tonight? I asked finally. She set down her chopsticks. Because I missed you. Because we haven't talked in a week and it's been killing me. She met my eyes. Because I'm tired pretending this isn't real. Your brother will have to deal with it. She stood, walked around the table to where I sat. David, I'm not asking you to marry me. I'm asking you to stop fighting this. Stop treating me like I'm some forbidden thing you can't touch. You are forbidden. To who? Marcus? He doesn't get to decide who I care about. She leaned against the table, close enough that I could smell her perfume. Do you want this? Honestly, you know I do. Then why are we wasting time? Because I'm scared. Because I don't know how to do this without destroying everything. Because wanting something and deserving it aren't the same thing. I don't do relationships, I said instead. I'm terrible at them. I work 80-hour weeks. I'm married to this company. You deserve better than that. Let me decide what I deserve. Sadie? She kissed me. Softer this time, less desperate, more sure. Her hand slid up my chest, around my neck. I pulled her closer, into my lap, past the point of pretending I had any control left. Tell me to stop, she whispered against my lips. I couldn't. God help me, I couldn't. We kissed until the city lights blurred outside the windows. Until my conference table held more than just contracts. Until the line I'd sworn not to cross was so far behind us I couldn't even see it anymore. Stay. I breathed into her hair. I can't. Marcus thinks I'm a friend's place. Reality. Cold and sharp. This is going to explode, I said. When he finds out. I know. She pulled back to look at me. But some things are worth explosion. We made it 3 more weeks. 3 weeks of stolen moments, secret texts, careful lies. 3 weeks of falling deeper into something I knew would destroy everything I'd built. Then Marcus walked into my office without knocking, and the look on his face told me our time was up. You want to explain, he said, voice ice cold, holding up his phone. Why my sister just texted asking if you told me yet? Told me what, David? I'd faced hostile takeovers, board rebellions, market crashes. Nothing compared to the look in Marcus Chen's eyes as he stood in my office doorway. Marcus. How long? His voice was quiet. The dangerous kind of quiet. Let me explain. How? Long. I stood slowly. No point in hiding now. Since the gala, Officially, but 6 weeks. He laughed, bitter and sharp. You've been lying to me for 6 weeks. I didn't want to. You kissed my sister. After I explicitly told you she was off limits. After I told you she was vulnerable. After I trusted you. He stepped into my office, closing the door behind him. Do you have any idea how many lines you crossed? I know. Do you? His hands clenched into fists. She's not one of your deals, David. She's not some acquisition you can close and move on from. I never treated her like that. No? Then what is she? Your girlfriend? Are you in a relationship? Because from where I'm standing, you're having a secret affair with my baby sister while pretending to be my friend. The words hit like physical blows, accurate and devastating. I care about her, I said. You care about her. He shook his head. You care about the company. You care about deals. You care about winning. But relationships? Come on, David. How long is your longest relationship? 3 months? 4? That's not fair. Fair. His voice rose. You want to talk about fair? I introduced you to her, brought her to your world. And you, he stopped, breathing hard. I asked you for one thing, one boundary, and you couldn't respect it. She's not a child, Marcus. She makes her own choices. Oh, I know. And she chose you. God knows why, but she did. Which means I have to choose now, too. The temperature in the room dropped. What do you mean? I asked, though I knew. I mean I can't work for someone I don't trust. I can't be friends with someone who betrayed me. He pulled an envelope from his jacket. My resignation. Effective immediately. Marcus, don't do this. The company needs you. The company will be fine. You'll replace me in a week. He set the envelope on my desk. But I need you to understand something. Sadie thinks you're worth this. Worth me losing a job I love, a friendship I valued. She thinks you're it. I am, I said, surprising myself with the certainty. I'm in love with her. Saying it out loud made it real, undeniable. Marcus stared at me. You're in love with her. Yes. For 6 weeks you've known her and you're in love. Yes. Then prove it. He leaned on my desk. Prove she's not just another conquest. Prove this isn't you being bored with boardrooms and wanting something shiny and new. Prove you're actually capable of putting someone else first. How? That's what you have to figure out. He straightened. But David, if you hurt her, if you treat her the way you've treated every other woman you've dated, I won't forgive you. Ever. He left. I stood in my empty office, Marcus's resignation on my desk, and finally understood what I'd done. Not just betrayed a friend, forced Sadie into the middle of an impossible situation, made her choose between her brother and me. My phone rang. Sadie, he knows, I said by way of greeting. I figured. He just called me. He's furious. Her voice was thick. David, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to text that. I thought I had more time to talk to him first. It's not your fault. He quit, didn't he? Yes. Silence. I could hear her breathing, uneven, like she was crying. Sadie, I ruined everything. His job, your friendship. You didn't ruin anything. I did. I knew the risks. I crossed the line anyway. Because of me? No. Because of us. Because this was worth the risk. I paused. Is it still worth it? You're asking me that now? I'm asking if you meant what you said. That some things are worth the explosion. Yes, she said immediately. But David, I can't lose my brother. He's all the family I have here. I know. And you can't lose him either. He's your friend. He's important to the company. Sadie, listen to me. I love you. Silence. You what? I love you. I'm in love with you. And I know it's fast, and I know it's complicated, and I know I'm probably the wrong choice. But it's true. David, you don't have to say it back. But I need you to know, whatever happens next, whatever you decide, you need to know that this is real for me. It's real for me too, she whispered. I love you too. The words should have made everything better. Instead, they made it harder. What do we do? She asked. I don't know, but we figure out. Together. I called Marcus that night. He didn't answer. I called the next morning, and the next, left voicemails that went unreturned. A week passed. Then, too, Sadie and I stopped hiding. We went public, dinners, events hand in hand where people could see. If we were going to implode our lives, we might as well own it. The office noticed. Of course they did. Whispers in hallways. Careful looks. No one said anything directly, but the speculation was deafening. I promoted someone to VP of Operations. Good, but not Marcus. Nobody was Marcus. Sadie got a job offer, great position, great company. We celebrated with champagne on my apartment balcony. This feels wrong, she said, leaning against a railing. What does? Being happy while Marcus won't even talk to me. I pulled her close. He'll come around. Will he? I didn't have an answer. 3 weeks after Marcus quit, Sadie's birthday rolled around. I don't want a party, she told me. Can we just do something low-key? Whatever you want. We ended up at a small Italian place she loved. Quiet corner table, good wine, no fuss. Halfway through dinner, her phone rang. Marcus. She stared at the screen, then at me. Answer it, I said. She did, stepping away to take the call outside. I sat alone, pushing pasta around my plate, trying not to catastrophize. She came back 10 minutes later, eyes red. He wants to meet, she said. Tomorrow, both of us. We met at Marcus's place. Neutral territory. He opened the door, looked at us standing together, and something in his expression cracked. Come in. We sat in his living room. Awkward silence stretched. I've been thinking, Marcus finally said, about what you said, David, about proving it. Marcus, let me finish. He looked at his sister. Sadie, I was wrong. Not wrong to be angry. I'm still angry, but wrong to make you choose. Wrong to act like you can't make your own decisions. I'm sorry, Sadie said. I should have told you sooner. I should have been honest. Yeah, you should have. Both of you. He looked at me. But I get it. Sort of. I've seen how you look at her. And Sadie, he smiled sad and genuine. I've never seen you this happy, even with all the mess. You're my brother. I need you. I know. He reached across and took her hand. And you have me, always, even when I'm being an overprotective idiot. Does this mean? I started. It means I'm trying to understand, to forgive. He met my eyes. But, David, I meant what I said. If you hurt her, I won't. Everyone says that. I'm not everyone. I reached for Sadie's hand. She's it for me. I know that sounds insane after a few months, but it's true. She's it. Marcus studied us. The way we sat, hands intertwined, the way Sadie leaned slightly toward me, unconscious and natural. The way I couldn't stop looking at her, even now. Okay, he said finally. Okay. Sadie asked, voice hopeful. I'm not saying everything's fine. I'm not saying I'm over it. But I'm saying, he paused, choosing words carefully. I'm saying I love you more than I'm angry. And if this is what you want, if he's what you want, then I'll find a way to deal with it. She launched herself across the coffee table, throwing her arms around him. He caught her, laughing despite himself. I missed you, she said into his shoulder. Missed you too, kiddo. I sat there, watching them, feeling something tight in my chest finally loosen. Marcus looked at me over Sadie's head. Don't make me regret this. I won't. And David, about the job. Your office is still yours, if you want it. You didn't feel it? I filled the position, but it's not the same. Nobody's you. I leaned forward. Come back. Please. The company needs you. I need you. As what? Your VP or your future brother-in-law? Sadie pulled back, eyes wide. Marcus, I'm just saying what everyone's thinking. He smiled, actually smiled. You two move fast. We haven't talked about, Sadie started, yet I interrupted. We haven't talked about it yet. She turned to look at me, something vulnerable and hopeful in her expression. Marcus groaned. Great. I'm going to have to hear about wedding planning now, aren't I? We literally just made up, Sadie protested, but she was smiling. I know my sister, and I know that look. He pointed at me. That's the look of a man who's already planning how to propose. He wasn't wrong. We stayed for dinner. Marcus ordered pizza. We drank too much wine, and slowly, carefully, we found our way back to something that felt like normal, not the same. The trust was cracked, would take time to rebuild. But we were trying. As we were leaving, Marcus pulled me aside. Thank you, he said quietly. For what? For making her happy. For proving me wrong about you. He clapped my shoulder. Don't screw this up. I won't. And David? About the job, I'll think about it. But if I come back, things need to be different. More transparency. No more secrets. Agreed. Good. He smiled. Now get out of here. Take my sister somewhere nice. She deserves it. I took her to the waterfront. We walked along the pier, salt air and city lights, her hand warm in mine. That went better than expected. Sadie said, much better. Think he'll really come back? I hope so. But either way, we'll figure it out. She stopped walking, turned to face me. David, what Marcus said about marriage and everything. Too fast. Maybe, probably. But also, she smiled nervous. Also not scary. Not with you. I pulled her close, kissed her forehead. I meant what I told him. You're it for me. Even though I come with an overprotective brother and family baggage, especially because of that. I tilted her chin up. I spent my whole life building walls, Sadie. Being alone felt safer, easier. And then you walked into that backyard and everything changed. Just like that. Just like that. She kissed me, soft and sweet and perfect. I love you, she said against my lips. I love you too. We stood there, wrapped up in each other, while the city moved around us. 6 months ago, I would have said this was impossible, that I was incapable of this kind of feeling, this kind of vulnerability. 6 months ago, I hadn't met Sadie Mitchell. So, she said eventually, grinning up at me, how long until you actually propose? I'm not telling you that. A month? 2 months. Sadie, Christmas? That's coming up. Very romantic. I'm definitely not doing it at Christmas now. New Year's then. Even more romantic. I laughed, pulling her closer. You're terrible at surprises, you know that? I'm excellent at surprises. I just also like being prepared. Prepared for what? For saying yes. She said it simply, certainly, like it was the most obvious thing in the world. My heart stopped and restarted. Yeah. I managed. Yeah. She smiled. Whenever you ask, whatever you ask, the answer is yes. I kissed her again, deeper this time, trying to convey everything I felt and couldn't put into words. When we finally pulled apart, both breathless, she laughed. So, definitely soon then, she said, based on that kiss. You're impossible. You love it. I did. God help me. I really did. 4 months later, Marcus's house, Thanksgiving dinner. I was nervous, ridiculous, considering I closed billion-dollar deals without breaking a sweat. But meeting Sadie's extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, a whole clan, felt more intimidating than any boardroom. Relax, Sadie whispered, squeezing my hand as we walked up the driveway. They'll love you. You don't know that. They'll love you because I love you. And because Marcus told them if they're mean to you, he'll never visit again. That's comforting. She laughed, kissed my cheek. Come on, billionaire. Time to meet the family. Inside was chaos. Good chaos. Kids running everywhere. Someone's aunt arguing about pie recipes, football on TV, the smell of turkey, and all the fixings. Marcus saw us, waved us over. You made it. How was traffic? Not bad, I said, shaking his hand. Things were better between us. Not perfect. Probably never would be completely perfect, but better. He'd come back to the company a month ago. We were rebuilding trust slowly, carefully. Everyone, Marcus called out, getting the room's attention. This is David, Sadie's boyfriend. Boyfriend. The word still felt insufficient for what we were, but it would do. The family descended. I shook hands, answered questions, tried to remember names. Sadie's grandmother cornered me in the kitchen. So, she said, eyes sharp despite her age. You're the one who made my Sadie happy. I try, ma'am. Good. She deserves happy. She poked me in the chest. You hurt her. I don't care how many billions you have. I'll make your life miserable. Yes, ma'am. She smiled. I like you. You're not arrogant like I expected. Thank you. It's a compliment. She patted my arm. Now go help set the table. Make yourself useful. Dinner was loud, warm, everything I'd never had growing up in my cold, formal family. People talked over each other, passed dishes, told embarrassing stories. Sadie sat next to me, her hand resting on my thigh under the table, occasionally looking over and smiling like she couldn't quite believe I was there. I couldn't quite believe it either. After dinner, while everyone was in food comas watching football, I found Marcus on the back deck. Hey, I said, joining him. Hey yourself. Surviving. Barely. Your grandmother is terrifying. He laughed. She likes you. Trust me, you'd know if she didn't. We stood in comfortable silence, watching the sun set. Thank you, I said finally. For what? For giving us a chance. For coming back. For I paused. For trusting me with her. Well, you haven't screwed it up yet. He glanced at me. You planning to? Never. Good. He turned to face me fully. Because, David, I need to tell you something. And I need you to hear it. My stomach tightened. I was wrong about you. About what you're capable of. I thought you were too focused on work. Too closed off, too. He stopped. But watching you with Sadie these past months, you're different. Better. She makes you better. She does. And you make her happy. Really happy. So, he extended his hand. Thank you for proving me wrong. For being what she needs. I shook his hand. Something settling in my chest. Acceptance. Forgiveness. Family. So when are you proposing? He asked casually. I nearly choked. What? Come on. I know you bought a ring. I have a friend at Cartier. You're spying on me? I'm looking out for my sister. So when? I'm not telling you that. Christmas? Definitely not now. He laughed. Fine. Keep your secrets. Just make it good, okay? She deserves something special. I know. Sadie appeared in the doorway. What are you two plotting? Nothing, we said in unison. She narrowed her eyes. I don't believe either of you. Come here, I said, pulling her into my arms. She came willingly, settling against my chest. Marcus smiled, then headed inside, giving us privacy. Your family is amazing, I told her. They liked you, especially Grandma. She threatened me. That means she loves you. Sadie looked up at me. You okay? I know this is a lot. I'm perfect. And I meant it. For the first time in my life, I actually meant it. David. Yeah. Thank you for taking the risk. For crossing the line. For choosing this even when it was hard. Best decision I ever made. She kissed me. Soft and sweet, and somewhere inside the house someone wolf whistled. We broke apart laughing. Come on, she said, taking my hand. Grandma wants to show you embarrassing photos of me as a kid. I'm very interested in these photos. Traitor. I let her pull me inside, back into the warmth and noise and chaos. 6 months ago, I was alone in my perfect office with my perfect life that felt increasingly empty. Now I was here, with Sadie, with family, with everything I didn't know I needed. The ring was in my car. I'd planned to wait until New Year's. But watching her laugh with her cousins, helping her aunt in the kitchen, looking back at me every few minutes like she needed to confirm I was really there, maybe sooner, maybe tonight, maybe the second we were alone, because I was done waiting, done being cautious, done pretending I needed more time to be sure. I'd been sure since that first barbecue. I'd just been too scared to admit it. Not anymore. Later that night, as we were leaving, I stopped Sadie on the front steps. "What?" she asked, smiling. "Did you forget something?" "No. I pulled the box from my pocket." Her eyes went wide. "David, I know this is fast. I know we said we'd wait. But Sadie, I don't want to wait. I don't want to spend another day not being officially, completely, permanently yours." I opened the box. The diamond caught the porch light, sparkled like a promise. "Sadie Mitchell, will you marry me?" She stared at the ring, then at me, tears streaming down her face. "Are you seriously proposing on my brother's front porch on Thanksgiving? Is that a no? Are you insane? It's a yes." She launched herself at me, laughing and crying simultaneously. "Yes, yes, yes." I slipped the ring on her finger, kissed her while her entire family cheered from the window. Marcus opened the door. "Did you just—" "On my front porch." "Sorry." I said, "Not sorry at all." "You couldn't wait until you got home?" "No." Sadie and I said together. He shook his head, but he was smiling. "Come here." He pulled us both into a hug. "Welcome to the family, David. Officially." "Thank you." I looked at Sadie, at the ring on her finger, at Marcus's genuine smile. "For everything. For trusting me. For this. Just promise me one thing," Marcus said. "Anything. The wedding. Not in my backyard." We all laughed, and it felt like coming home. If you love David and Sadie Forbidden Romance, make sure you're subscribed to Billionaire Romance Audiobooks for more steamy, emotional stories that will keep you up all night. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when we drop the next heart-stopping tale of love, passion, and impossible choices. Drop a comment and tell me, would you have risked everything for love like David did, or would you have walked away? And if you want more Forbidden Romance, check out our playlist of CEO love stories that will absolutely wreck you in the best way. Thanks for listening, and remember, sometimes the best things in life are the ones worth breaking the rules for. Until next time, keep believing in love. Red Heart. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.